I lived in Budapest for 2 years and a half, and this is my personal experience. I used to really like Budapest as a tourist. I really liked the architecture, the vibes, and the city was always packed with something interesting going on. Each time I was visiting Budapest, I was having many friends and very interesting connections. I even had the opportunity to even have one Hungarian friend, which is absolutely rare and basically impossible. Because I really like the city, after visiting basically 5 or 6 times per year, I decided to move there. That was one of the biggest mistakes of my life. Budapest is a very specific city in Europe. It is a mix of everything. It has the typical Austro-Hungarian architecture, plus some Ottoman Empire traces here and there, plus the Hungarian culture, plus it is an extremely conservative place. And I do believe that such traits are extremely rare and at the same time interesting in Europe. Hungarian mentality, it is absolutely specific and absolutely different from South Europe, especially Western Europe. For many Hungarian people, being negative means just to be realistic. Smile, to be happy, this is not normal. So it's very common to just hate yourself and hate the others. People are extremely direct. There is no bullshit. There is no small talks. People are super straight to the point, especially people working in Magyar Posta, which were my favorite. I met so many Hungarian people with a very extremely low self-esteem. The lower the self-esteem, the higher is the xenophobia, and I find this a very interesting trait. It's very common in Hungarian culture to point the finger to the outsiders. If they have a very horrible economy, the politics are bad, or they have personal problems, the fault is about the others, the foreigners, the gypsies, the Italianos that are doing videos on YouTube, and etc. What is very interesting about Hungarian culture is that people are very direct, super to the point, but if you are direct back, they really become angry, and it's very easy to have a fight or just an argument. Customer service in Hungary, it is disgusting and the lowest I ever seen. I traveled and I lived in many countries and I never had an argument or almost a fight with people working in the hospitality services or restaurant and etc. But the only country where I had stressful situations was just Hungary. I do believe being direct and sincere, it is an absolutely fantastic trait and I really like it. However, there is a very thin line between being direct and being an asshole, rude and vulgar. I give you one example to let you understand how is common in Hungarian culture the following behavior. I wanted to attend a social event. I went to a super fancy restaurant in the city center. It was of course expensive, super luxury and chic. I entered there and I asked the following to the waiter. Excuse me, I came here for this specific social event. Can you please tell me where is it? This is the answer I received by the waiter guy. I don't know. Oh no! Check yourself. So what do you want from me? I'm serious, this was the reaction. Don't get me wrong, I don't expect that a random waiter from Hungary please me because I'm just the client and I'm on the right side. But for sure, this reaction was a little bit over the top. After hearing this situation, in this case scenario, I just looked by myself and find the event and unfortunately I could not locate this event. I returned back as a basic client and I asked the following. Excuse me, cannot really locate the organizer or just the event. Can you please help me? What can we do? Maybe you have the number of the organizer? And the guy answered to me like this. Do you think I'm the organizer? Do you think I'm the organizer? I'm just a waiter. What do you want from me? Just go and check. What do you want? Judging from this scenario, you can clearly see that that guy was rude and asshole. However, I do believe that there is a very thin line between being direct and sincere and being an asshole and vulgar, barbarian, random guy. Sure, you are underpaid, economies are shit, but do you really need to be that aggressive with a random basic client? So now I will propose you something that still is very Hungarian, very authentic, very sincere, without being rude and an asshole. Excuse me, I'm just the waiter in this restaurant. I'm very tired and you keep asking me things. I really don't know where is this event. Do you mind if you can just check again and in worst cases come back to me and we will find a solution, okay? Is it that difficult? Hungarian economy is absolute shit. Imagine that the average salary in Hungary it is around 1000 euro if you are a Hungarian guy, and if you speak the languages it is maximum, if you are very lucky, 1200. The rent it is at least 500 or even 600 euro. Groceries in Hungary are extremely expensive. Taxes are also very high. That's why many Hungarian people, they run away from the city center. That's why for the New Year or Christmas, Hungarian people stay at home with a girlfriend, with a wife, with 50 kids, with a perfect and happy marriage, and they never go out because only foreigners and basically tourists can afford this. It is absolutely depressing. Trust me, it was a pain in the ass. Dating speaking, Hungary is also a very different field. Many passport bros, they think that they arrive in Hungary and there are 50 Hungarian women ready to wait for you with the red carpet. This is the biggest bullshit ever heard. I guess many Western people just watch Rocco Siffredi and these bullshit 90s movies and they think that everything is a paradise. But trust me, Hungarian women, they have zero interest about foreigners. Hungary, it is a conservative country and Hungarian people, they want to stay with Hungarian people. Stop. Hungary is the only country in my life after Sicily maybe where I risked to have provocation and a reaction from my side. I was taking the bus in Octagon and it was very common at least 2 or 3 times per year that angry and hostile village people, which is not sadly the group from Hungary, pushing me like this or provocating, waiting for my reaction. To these people, I want to say that they were very lucky because I grew up in a culture, Sicilian culture, where we learn that when we are outside our territory, our country, even it's better for the long term to just shut up and accept. But trust me, this behavior with the wrong guy will not be the same outcome as I did. Of course, I never answered, I keep my proud for myself, but it was absolutely not pleasant. Other experience in Hungary were in the supermarket when I lived in District 8, and I do believe it was a very isolated episode, but it was very common in the waiting line that people were pushing me, especially gypsy or people from having a family itself, just to show off to their wife, to the very intelligent family, that they are strong and big guys. I really challenge these people to behave like this in Palermo or certain districts of Palermo or Palma di Montechiaro. Trust me, you will never have the same treatment. My experience in Hungary, it was disgusting, very heavy, and it is the only country in my life where I was even ready to quit everything and being unemployed back. What makes me very angry and upset is that mainstream media, they put Hungary like the best country, conservative, family, kids, blah blah, Catholic, Christian. This is total bullshit, especially in Budapest. Köszönöm, szia!